Welcome, everyone. I now call this meeting of the Sacramento City Council 2 p.m. meeting to order at 2:05. So apologies that we're just a few minutes late here. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Member Kaplan? Here. Member Tao? Here. Mayor Pro Tem Talamantes?
Here.
Member Valenzuela?
Here.
Member Guerra?
Here.
Member Jennings?
Here.
Member Vang?
Here.
Vice Mayor Maple?
I'm here. All right, thank you so much. Madam City Attorney, do you have anything to report out of closed session?
There's nothing to report out at this time.
All right, thank you so much. Councilmember Kaplan, would you mind joining or leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the land acknowledgement?
Please rise for the opening acknowledgements in honor of Sacramento's indigenous people and tribal lands. To the original people of this land, the Nisenan people, the Southern Maidu, the Valley and Plain Miwok, the Patwin-Wintun peoples, and the people of the Wilton Rancheria, Sacramento's only federally recognized tribe. May we acknowledge and honor the Native people who came before us and still walk beside us today on these ancestral lands by choosing to gather today in active practice of acknowledgement and appreciation for Sacramento's indigenous people's histories, contributions, and lives. Thank you. Please remain standing. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, Councilmember Kaplan. All right, and we are going to start off today with a very special presentation recognizing the legacy of Daniel Blue on the eve of Juneteenth, and we'll get started with Councilmember Jennings.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor. I am honored to co-lead this special presentation with Councilmember Lisa Kaplan in recognition of the life and legacy of Daniel Blue, a Sacramentan whose life brought light and true change to the lives of so many and whose achievements have shaped California history by paving the way for citizens of all backgrounds to achieve great things in an environment where all are treated as equals and discrimination of any kind is rebuked. Like so many in our state's history, Daniel Blue came to California from another part of the nation in search of new opportunities for himself and his family. Daniel experienced the horrors of slavery in his home state of Kentucky before resettling in California during the Gold Rush era. There, through his incredible initiative and determination, he built his fortune mining along the Sacramento River, our own Sacramento River. He didn't keep that wealth for himself. He used the wealth to purchase his freedom and begin building a community by establishing with the many members who are in our presence today, the St. Andrew's African American Methodist Episcopal Church, a place of gathering and solidarity that would become and has become a vital institution in furthering abolitionism and other social justice causes. The congregation of St. Andrew's would go to play an essential role in successfully advocating for many of the earliest pieces of civil rights legislation in California history. Among the many inspiring accomplishments of Daniel Blue in his career is marked by California's legal rejection of the injustices that come along with slavery. Daniel successfully engaged with the Sacramento Superior Court to secure the emancipation of a 12-year-old girl who had been enslaved in what would become the state's defining case on this issue. As we celebrate Daniel Blue's legacy today and reflect upon all of the ways in which he benefited from it on the eve of this year's Juneteenth, let's remember all Americans have suffered under racial injustice, slavery, bigotry, and honor those who committed themselves to advancing freedom and justice for all people throughout this great region and throughout this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we honor the life and legacy of Daniel Blue. I'd like to turn it over to my colleague for additional comments.
Thank you, Councilmember Jennings. So we honor the life and legacy of Daniel Blue, but he still has relevance today because we have to recognize the historical contributions of an individual's life who represents the character of our city and our state in so many ways. In Daniel's story, we can see the embodiment of an idea, which is part of all of us. As Californians, the hope for a better future through hard work, innovation, and communities built on equity, inclusion, and respect. Daniel Blue's perseverance, compassion, and bringing diverse individuals together is an inspirational model of service. We can be proud that our values of Sacramentans and Californians are a contemporary reflection of the principles that Daniel dedicated his life advocating for. As citizens, sometimes we feel powerless to address the issues that affect our lives. Daniel's legacy is a reminder that we can each have the capacity to change the world around us. The main theme of Daniel Blue's life of integrity, compassion, and leadership as we face the challenges of our own time. I hope we can all take inspiration and learn the history and story of Daniel's life and how he faced the injustices of our past. And through that struggle, created a community that found the strength in adversity through its value of diversity and respect for human dignity and the legacy of St. Andrew's AME Church. May his example and his life be a model for us to rely on as we move forward as a city in realizing the vision that he had so that we can implement it today. At this time, I would like to welcome up Pastor Jason Thompson of St. Andrew's AME Church, which Daniel Blue founded, to say a couple of words. Thank
Welcome.
you, Pastor.
To the Honorable Mayor Steinberg, Honorable council members and fellow residents of Sacramento. It is with deep reverence and humility that I stand before you as the pastor of the St. Andrew's AME Church, which is the Pacific Coast's oldest historically Black congregation, which was founded by the visionary leader we recognize today, Mr. Daniel Blue. My heart swells with gratitude for this special resolution honoring a man whose legacy continues to reverberate through the halls of our own beloved church and the streets of Sacramento. We are reminded of the long and arduous journey towards freedom and equality, a journey that continues today as this resolution comes just ahead of Juneteenth and in the wake of the collective remembering of Emanuel 9 shootings, reminding all of us of the ongoing struggle for freedom and justice. In the face of unimaginable adversity, Mr. Blue and others built a church that became a sanctuary for the marginalized, a schoolhouse for the forgotten, and a background or battleground for civil rights. It was within these church walls that California's last known enslaved person found her freedom. It was within that church that children of all races learned side by side without the poison of prejudice. And it was there that the seeds of political change were sown, leading to a more just and equitable California. Today, our congregation carries that torch forward by remaining committed to the values Blue instilled, values of equality, compassion, and the pursuit of knowledge. Like many churches, we invest in scholarship funds, mentorship programs, and champion education that considers cultural context, ensuring that the next generation understands the sacrifices made and the battles yet to be won. As we honor Blue, I urge all of us, councilpersons and Sacramento residents alike, to recommit ourselves to Blue's unfinished work of building a better and a brighter future for all who call Sacramento home. Honoring Blue's legacy means that we invest in our schools, that we uplift our most vulnerable populations, and that we dismantle systemic barriers everywhere. By doing so, we transform this resolution into a blueprint for action, creating pathways where every person can reach their full potential, not just those who are a part of the privileged few. A question that the prophet Micah posed centuries ago still remains relevant now. What does the Lord require of us but to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly before our God? Thank you for this opportunity to speak, and thank you for honoring the legacy of Mr. Daniel Blue.
Thank you, Pastor.
Beautiful.
I would like to invite everybody from St. Andrew's AME Church to come on up and join Councilmember Jennings and I down.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful presentation. I thank both the members for bringing this forward and for the beautiful speech. Thank you so much, Pastor. Okay, now we will move on to the consent calendar. Do any members have items that they want to pull for a separate vote or to comment on? I see Councilmember Kaplan.
Just a brief comments on item 2, 13, and 25.
Okay, thank you. Any other members have any items on the consent calendar? Councilmember Guerra.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to speak on item 3 and speak on item 14, please, when the time is appropriate after public comment.
Okay, great. Any other members before I move on? Okay, Madam City Clerk, do we have any public comment?
We do not.
Okay, seeing no public comment, I'll move on to Councilmember Kaplan for item 2.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I just want to call attention, because sometimes I think it's important to notice, well, on consent, you see sometimes suspending of competitive bidding on proposals. And this one, I just want to say that it's, we do this when it's a very specific item and it's requiring.
Leading with
actual,
lineage.
quality.
California Reparations Task Force hearings.
Final report recommendations.
California Freedmen Affairs Agency, CAFA office.
The Fund for Reparations and Reparative Justice.
Free the land, eminent domain, unjust property taking return.
And in the mass media group was there. Reparations Now, the documentary where it all began.
Released Juneteenth, 2023.
Now listen, if you can't handle the TR rooms, don't tune in.
Available to watch on Tubi TV and other streaming outlets. As always, thank you for the support. Please like, share, and subscribe to your #1 source for reparations and news. Until next time, peace and reparations.